Now, we all know the Super Bowl happened yesterday and the Seahawks won. I don't watch football myself, so I didn't watch the game. But the halftime show with Bad Bunny, it's been all over social media and it's really emphasizing how divided the United States is. And being that I'm Canadian looking from the outside in, it made me realize that our neighbors to the south, they have a long ways to go to get back to any sort of normalcy. So today, I'm going to give a few of my thoughts just on this topic, and we're going to look over the fence at our dysfunctional neighbors to the south. In case you have no idea what happened or you don't follow football or don't care, I'll start off with a report from CBC who give a pretty good recap on what happened.
Serving up Spanish hits and joined by special guests Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin, Bad Bunny put on a halftime show that's got people talking.
I knew he was really going to put the Latino culture at the forefront, and he really did that.
He shouted out Latin American countries, also Canada and the US, holding up a football that said, "Together we are America."
Ever since I started this channel, I had to reprogram my brain. Because I am guilty of it, calling the US citizens Americans. It's just what I grew up with. But America is not just the United States. And saying all the countries from America really made me realize that, you know what? I really have to rewire my brain on this. I'm doing my best not to say Americans. And if you notice on my channel, I always say US citizens now. Sometimes it slips out, and I do tend to correct myself. But I think from this point moving forward, we need to stop calling the US citizens Americans. And I know many of you in the comments have also corrected me on this as well. I'm going to hard code that in my brain now.
But no overt digs at the Trump administration. With the current immigration crackdown, Bad Bunny called out immigration and customs enforcement at last week's Grammys.
Eyes out.
Since the NFL picked Bad Bunny for the big show, there's been ongoing criticism from conservatives. The U.S. president called it a terrible choice. Some on the political right putting on an alternative halftime show.
Imagine being so offended that somebody performing at the halftime show is not white. You have to decide to make your own halftime show. The fact that this actually happened tells me how divided the United States is. And the once friend and ally that we had, I don't even recognize it anymore. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say this has always been there, and this has been like this for decades. Sure, it has. But there's been a level of understanding, I guess, or respect. And all of that is gone since last year.
It really is sort of dramatizing these larger sort of political divides in the country.
In recent years, some Super Bowl performances have reflected the current cultural and political climate. In 2016, Beyoncé performed Formation with the salute and the look of 60s revolutionaries, the Black Panthers. In 2020, J-Lo showed kids in cages, taking aim at Trump's immigration policies. And last year, Kendrick Lamar put a spotlight on the Black experience in America.
So what kind of halftime performance would the right actually be okay with? Something like this? These guys dancing around on the field? I know I'm being sarcastic here, but I think we can all read in between the lines why the right is not happy with the Super Bowl halftime show.
It really does speak to the way in which celebrities, pop culture figures more broadly, are looked to for political leadership in a way.
Many look to Bad Bunny to use his platform, says this music critic.
Who he is as a person and the ethos that he has around celebrity and supporting his community make everything that he does political.
Everything that he's done leading to this moment on one of the world's biggest stages.
Now, the halftime show, it did get a lot of praise from everyone around the world. But unfortunately, it also got a lot of negative backlash, especially from the guy who has access to the nuclear codes. I'm not going to read out his rant. It's not worth it. But the point is that there's millions of people that follow this message and will repeat it verbatim. But what you're seeing right now is the new United States. Or maybe we should call them the divided states of America. Because what we're seeing now, I don't recognize our neighbors to the south anymore. Because on one side, you have the US citizens that are fighting the regime, who are there for equality and want to live by the rule of law. But then you have the other side, who apparently want the United States to be only white, and they don't give a shit about anything in the Constitution. If you ask me, I think the United States is past the point of no return. And I know some of my US viewers might not agree with that or take offense to it, but unfortunately it is the truth. I mean, look at these people in this video. They're proud to be part of the chaos. Now, I know there's going to be some people in the comments saying, GTL, this has been happening a long time. This is nothing new. I know it's not new, But ever since 2016, and this is just my opinion, before that, racism was kind of kept on the down low. But now, the Orange McNugget has given all of them permission and approval to go ahead and be racist as you want, out in the public. Now, I'm not going to be naive. This also happens in Canada as well. And to be quite frank, I am noticing on social media that it's starting to pick up in our own country as well. I don't know how to fix this. I'm just a YouTuber. But I think we all have to stand united, north and south of the border, and try to drown out the racism that's happening. Which is why I want to end this quick video with a positive message that actually came out of the Super Bowl event.
Wow, Bad Bunny absolutely brought the house down with an unbelievable, iconic Super Bowl halftime show. Even though MAGA tried to boycott the Super Bowl halftime show with their Turning Point USA anti-woke halftime show, it was an absolute embarrassment for them and a massive success for Bad Bunny, for Puerto Rico, and for the United States of America, because what an iconic Super Bowl halftime show. So much unity, so much power. It was an unbelievable performance.
I think unity is the key word. You know, in the beginning of last year when all the shit started to happen and the Orange McNuggets started to threaten us, I don't know about you guys, but I actually felt a little bit alone. Like, what did Canada do to deserve this? And does anybody notice? And it wasn't until I started seeing comments in my videos from people from Sweden, Germany, Belgium, Australia, New Zealand, and everybody else around the world that started to unite with Canada. So I think the world needs more of this. And I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but maybe I'll remember in a minute.
So much visual storytelling, by the way, from the set design to the choreography to the vocals. It was just an absolute thrill to watch that, and pretty sure this Super Bowl is going to set an all-times ratings record, because not only is everybody tuned into this awesome game between the Seahawks and the Patriots, but you've got millions and millions of people from Spanish-speaking regions all around the world tuning in. They may not even understand American football, but they were tuning in to watch Bad Bunny bring the house down in Santa Clara tonight, and that is exactly what he did. Wow, I'm honestly speechless. I don't know what else to say. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you like it as much as I did? I absolutely loved it, to be honest.
I thought it was great, and I hope the United States uses it as motivation to move forward and unite together against their fascist government. I'm not 100% sure that my message that I wanted to give out in this video is clear or not, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that unity is needed moving forward, because if we don't, then our neighbors to the south is going to start to look like that scene from Back to the Future 2, where it's now Biff Tannen's world. That's all I got for today's video, and I hope it makes sense. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.